It provides shelter from the rain, protection from the sun, and it's a chic fashion accessory. The umbrella originated in ancient China some 1,700 years ago. Since then, it's evolved from the original parasol to the modern-day collapsible canopy. Unlike mass-produced models, this quality umbrella is meticulously crafted by hand. Production begins with a birchwood shaft, which an artisan stains to match the umbrella's handle. He narrows down the shaft so it will fit perfectly into the handle. After buffing the handle to a shine, he glues it onto the shaft. Next, the artisan forms two springs from wire made of nickel silver, a metal that can withstand extreme tension. He bends one end of the wire into a triangular shape and hammers it flat to ensure a neat fit. He cuts two slots in the shaft, one at the top and one at the bottom. Then he pierces each slot, creating a hole for the spring to hook into. With a bit of stain, he hides the exposed wood. For the umbrella to open and close easily, the springs must fit snugly, so the end of the spring gets a right angle bend. This shape sets the correct tension. With the tap of the hammer, the springs now rest firmly into the slot. After trimming the spring, the artisan forms it into the perfect shape by purposely overbending, then correcting the position. A small pin inside the shaft prevents the spring from opening fully. This brass runner is what you slide up the shaft to open the umbrella. A stop pin limits the runner's travel, preventing the canopy from blowing inside out. The artisan fits a length of tying wire around a slot in the runner, then threads the canopy's 8 ribs onto it. The ribs are made of a type of steel that's strong yet flexible, so they curve into a dome shape when the umbrella is open, then straighten out again when it's closed. The rib's other ends are wired to what's called a notch. Once they're in place, they'll rest just below the handle line. At the spot where the notch will sit on the shaft, a hole is drilled. This will hold the pinning wire in place. Workers cut 8 triangular-shaped panels called gores from durable nylon. They attach a label, then assemble the canopy by sewing all 8 gores together. Next, 8 metal tips are inserted into a machine that wraps them in fabric. Then they're stitched to 8 locations inside the canopy. These smaller pieces of fabric, called prevents, stop the canopy from chafing against the frame. This decorative rosette hides the point at which the runner and ribs meet. Next, the canopy is draped over the shaft and hand-sewn tightly over the notch. A tip is attached over the end of each rib. Then each rib is aligned with a canopy seam. After checking the fabric for imperfections, a worker secures the ribs in position by sewing them to their respective seams. They roll up the umbrella to check that the fastening button and band, attached earlier, are in the right place. A decorative ring goes over the notch. Then the top of the shaft is crowned with a ferrule, a brass cap with a protective steel tip. This company embellishes its shaft with a steel-plated band, ideal for engraving the owner's initials. After a quick wash, the canopy is ironed for a neat, crisp finish. The final touch is a matching cover, which you can slide off in an instant if you're caught in a sudden shower.